Am I back at the beginning?
All of his co-workers were gone.
Okay,
What could
right.
it mean?
Let's do what he says this
Stanley
time.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah, good idea.
When Stanley came to a set of two open
door on the
doors,
left.
he entered the door on his left.
Yes, he did. That's me, old goody two-shoes here. Okay, meeting room.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Oh no.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Where's that projector coming from? Ah, there it is. Right. Okay. Anything in here? Oh. Hello.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Yeah, good idea. Yeah. Okay.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
What did he
But
say?
Stanley just
Oh,
couldn't do it.
shh!
He considered the possibility of facing
He said
his
upstairs.
boss,
I'm sorry.
admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that
Exactly.
risk?
I meant
All
to do
because
that.
he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy.
He would?
And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense.
Wait a minute, I've been here
And as
before.
Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
Oh no.
Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went?
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating?
I think there
No,
might be.
Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it.
What's that?
I'm dreaming! He yelled. This is all
I'm
a dream.
dreaming!
What a relief Stanley felt to have finally
Phew.
found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all.
Phew.
He thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid.
Yeah, why not?
So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float
Oh.
above the ground.
Whee!
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared.
Oh.
It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid?
So it is a
And
dream.
then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner.
Yeah.
Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
Yeah.
Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my
Oh,
thoughts.
no, I don't like it.
And while he thought it all very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream.
Oh,
How
for
could
fuck's
it be?
sake.
Was Stanley simply deceiving himself? Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take
Oh,
responsibility?
I should have just
for
gone
himself?
upstairs.
Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream.
Yeah.
Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that?
Yeah,
this
voice.
voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream.
Yeah.
So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back,
Oh, yeah.
the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over.
No, not time to wake up yet.
Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please. It's all I want.
Oh.
I want my apartment, and my wife,
I've got a
and my
wife.
job.
Huh?
All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been.
Yep.
My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
Okay, that's good.
I am okay.
Hi, okay. I'm Dom. Oh, I'm still here. No.
Stanley began screaming. Please!
Ah!
I'm
Oh,
going
no.
to shout. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real.
Oh.
Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must
No,
be.
I don't
Can
like it.
anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Oh.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
I thought it was a
Mariella
story
woke
about a
up
man
on a
called
day like
Stanley.
any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this
Okay.
particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk.
Oh no.
And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal.
Yeah, good for
I
her.
am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life.
Quick, go, Mariella,
She had
go.
no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Oh. Okay, right, I fucked up.
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
Let's go upstairs this time. Like I'm told to do. Went through the door on
When
his
Stanley
left.
came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
You got to the meeting room, but there was no one there.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
No. So he went to
Feeling
his
a wave
boss's
of
office.
disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's
Yeah,
office.
good
Coming
idea.
to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to
Upstairs.
his boss's office.
Is it in here? No. Okay, ooh, it's a bit jazzy, isn't it? Look at that. Executive bathroom. I can't get in. Yeah, it's nice. Nice, isn't it? Receptionist, not here, no. Don't say anything interesting. Business time. Can we go through these doors? No. Okay, let's just do as I'm told. Go see the boss.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was
Not
being
even
held
her.
from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of
2845.
course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
I tell you what, this is keypad here, and I've got a feeling I know the pin. At a guess.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on
Yep.
the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Wow. Hello? Is anyone here? Oh.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Oh. Well, I did say I was going to do whatever I was told. But escape might be better. No, I'm going to be good. I don't need to escape, there's no one here. I'm just going to be a good boy, walk in here. Hello. Press the button.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Yeah, I think I probably do. Camera button.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Oh. There's a lot of screens. Okay. Push the button.
This mind control
437,
facility,
where am I?
it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true.
That's me.
Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job?
Oh,
that
no.
his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
I hope not. Get in the lift.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible?
Probably not.
Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place.
Oh, it's all
And as
offline
the
now.
cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
No, it will
For
not,
he
sir.
would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Yeah. How do I do it? Big red button. No, I have to try it. Oh. Okay. Facility power. Yeah, let's fuck it up. Right, let's press this button first. 5. 5. 5. 5. 5. Oh, there's buttons all over the place. I bet this is like a cool secret. Ooh, what if it's the same code that she had for the... or she? I don't know if the boss is male or female. 2... No. 1... 2. Oh, maybe I've got to work out this super cool code. Okay, I think I've cracked it. So 4's up here. So you press a button. No. So I think that there's like a secret code and this will light up. So when you get the first one right, it will go green. So surely it's just, you know, just trial and error, isn't it? I just need it to go green. No. What about this one? Okay, no, I give up with that. I thought I was on something, but evidently not. Okay, well, here we go. Mind controls idle. Waiting input. Off.
And when at last he found the...